But let's welcome in Arun Misra, CEO and whole-time director at Hindustan Zinc to discuss more on this. Mr. Misra, good morning and welcome to the show. The board has approved setting up of a 250 kiloton integrated zinc metal complex. This will be at Debari with a total capex of 12,000 odd crores. Taking into consideration it's a part of your company's 2x growth plan, if you could help us with more details.
So we had announced, if you recall, after about 3 months back, that we are launching a program of 2 million ton per annum capacity augmentation. That is currently 1.1 million ton will go to 2 million ton. So that means we have to add about 0.9 million ton of metal capacity. And we want to do that by expanding our current mines, put up new mills for processing the ore, and then put up expanded capacity of zinc smelting as well as lead smelting, and then put up additional silver refinery to get an overall target of about 2 million ton metal, and which will be roughly 80-20 ratio between zinc and lead. And we will roughly 1.6 million ton of zinc and about 0.4 million ton of lead and about 1,500 tons of silver. So with that broad numbers, we started work. And we said that within a span of, in a time period of 2 to 3 months, we will take board approval on part by part expansion and then announce to market. So this is not a phase of expansion. This is only phase of announcement. And first phase of announcement, we are announcing today 250,000 tons of zinc smelting capacity in Debari. Of course, it will have its own fumer and it will produce about 30 tons of silver per annum. And also we will expand Rampur Agucha mine, and we will put up a mill there to process the ore. And this overall about 12,000 crore expenditure we will have, and we'll take the capacity to about 1379, taking roughly about 1.4 million ton of metal producing capacity.
Right, so this is for the 12,000 odd crores. What is the priority with regards to the remainder 20 to 23,000 odd crores which will come up by FY30?
So we will put up another about 450,000 tons of zinc smelting capacity, around 200,000 tons of lead smelting capacity, and another about 700 or 750 tons of silver refinery. Also the fumers and all that we will put up along with the electrical and effluent treatment and other infrastructure which are required. So after this first phase, we are still on the drawing board for the balance phase. It's total expenditure that will require. And I'm sure it's another 30 to 45 days we should be through with all the numbers, take all board approvals and all that, and then come back and announce in the market. We are very keen on expanding the capacity to 2 million ton, and we should launch all programs on the ground in a manner of maybe 3 months from now on.
Okay. And what's the kind of revenue recognition that you're expecting on the basis of this capex?
No, so some of the capacity will keep coming up early, and some of the facilities will be like this 250,000 tons capacity in Debari. This will be very most modern cell house that we will have, very high efficiency, low cost of production. We will try to produce value-added product out of the SHG that we produce, and it will hit the market faster than the other facilities which will come up. So entire revenue that will come up after about 3 to 4 years from now on, we look at doubling our revenue and doubling our EBITDA as well.
Okay, and what's the IRR that you're expecting, in terms of this project?
So as of now, this particular expansion would have about 14% IRR. It is much better than our borrowing rate because we are a AAA rated company. So this is better, and we will also, this will even be better if we consider a little bit of debt and do then equity IRR will be far better than even 14%.
Mr. Misra, the key question that comes up over here is then what is the free cash flow generation profile expected to look like during the peak capex years? Because Hindustan Zinc being a dividend rich company, how are you expecting that to pan out?
No, so it's not a big issue for us as far as free cash flow is concerned. We will try to manage within our annual capex outlay that we have, and a little bit of extra cash requirement is there at that particular year that we may fall back upon debt if required, to keep our cash flows safe.
Okay, and because the project is going to be funded through internal accruals and debt, does this in any way change your dividend policy?
Dividend is a matter of board, but nevertheless, I can say in this entire project, in our thinking, nowhere it is in our mind to change the dividend policy or to deny shareholders from the right of rightful access to whatever gains that we make. We will ensure that that remains unaltered. At the same time, we will have to look at what is the net value that we are giving to the shareholders. I am sure the market will appreciate the investments we are making, the revenue being doubled, the EBITDA being doubled. I am sure shareholders will appreciate the much bigger return that they are going to get.
Okay. In addition to that, are you aware of any stake sale plans by the government or promoter Vedanta? Because the government stake sale plans have been put on hold right now. But what are you hearing, if you could dwell on that?
No, frankly speaking, sitting on from my position, I can't comment on any of such speculations. So as far as we are concerned, we are to create more and more value for our shareholders. This announcement of creating additional capacity in that direction only.
Okay. Let me put it this way. How will Hind Zinc benefit if, the government sells out completely?
No, benefits in the sense it will be more, our market cap will be on market driven. Right now, the float in the market is much less, and most of the shares are between the two blocks of Vedanta as well as the Government of India. If there is more float in the market, perhaps the real value of the share can be discovered, and we hope the market cap only improves from there.
All right. Very lastly, I mean, I'm sure you are seeing the way Iran-Israel war has been developing so far. How does this impact Hind Zinc? Because I do understand there is an export portion, still small in terms of volumes, but what is the overall impact?
No, our exports are not much. About 20% of our product gets exported. So roughly about 20,000 tons or 15,000 tons a month that we export. And we export mostly to Southeast Asian countries and our neighboring countries, Nepal and other places. Some amount we do in the Middle East, which is in Dubai and Saudi and countries like that. We don't have any business in Iran. We don't do anything there. Neither do we do any business in Israel. Unless there is an overall instability in the Middle East, I don't see any risk in our business as of now.
Right. So no major risk coming in so far with regards to the war in the Middle East. But thank you, Mr. Misra, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views.